Okay. Good morning, Gladys.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, doing good.
Good morning.
I can only stay for the start, but I was looking forward to the whole thing. So hopefully you'll share the link afterwards to the
Yes,
video.
yes.
Okay.
So I'll share the recording. I just started recording it, and then I will send out the slides and all the resources.
Thank you. And thanks for sharing your information, Cassie.
Awesome. No problem.
And I like your email. That way I can kind of model my stuff after yours.
It just took forever for the YouTube video to load. So sometimes you just have to sit there to just.
Right.
So it took a while last
Long
night.
time sometimes.
It did last night, and it was too late to send an email. So I'm like, I'll just do it in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. I was able to get my vaccine appointment yesterday. I got a call back in the evening. So both myself and my husband were going on Monday.
Oh, nice. Is
Yay,
that for the
that's
Baldwin Park one?
Yes.
Very cool.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm gonna call them today. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So good info.
Yes, I left a message in the morning, and it was like, you just a recording, and you're not even sure. And about 7 o'clock in the evening, a nurse, I'm thinking it was a nurse, or just someone called me back and asked just questions. Have you been positive? Do you have symptoms? That kind of stuff. You have allergies, and
Good morning, Stacy.
hi, Cece.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I called yesterday about noonish. I haven't gotten my call back, but hopefully I'll get there.
Yeah, Allie called before I did. I called about 9 yesterday in the morning, and she called, I think, right at 8:30, but she hadn't gotten a call back yet.
Oh, okay.
So I also don't know I know you don't have to be a Kaiser member, but I wonder if they're prioritizing callbacks by members, non-members. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, my brother-in-law called around 1, and he didn't get a call back yet, but.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I figure at some point I'll get a turn. It'll happen at some point.
Okay, it's 7:47. We'll wait maybe like 2 more minutes. I know the morning, sometimes it takes people just a little bit to get going, and then I will start. And like I said, if you have to leave for something, I will be sending out all of the information. I'm recording this session, so all of that will be included.
Thanks.
All right, I'm gonna share my screen. Can everyone see the presentation? Just want to make sure.
Yes.
So for this workshop, I kind of prepared it in mind of, people not really knowing about Edpuzzle and kind of keeping very basic. And so hopefully towards the end, there'll be time for questions in case you have kind of more, you've been using it and you have other questions. And I have my information at the end and my cell phone number at the end as well.
Thank you.
Okay, so what I plan to go over, I want to review what Edpuzzle is, kind of talk to you guys about how I use it with my students. I also want to explore the different uses of Edpuzzle, because you don't have to just create your own videos. There are lots of other videos that are already created with questions, and then you can pull from almost any video from YouTube, customize your videos, and then I will show you guys how to connect your Edpuzzles to Canvas, how you assign them to your students, and then how you can grade and monitor your students to make sure that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. So Edpuzzle is a tool, and I actually started using this pre-closure. I just felt that lecturing live in class was not very effective for my students. I could tell that they were terribly bored. I was fighting battles for them to put away cell phones and pay attention, stop doing this, and it just felt very, it just didn't feel effective. So my husband, he does a flipped classroom, and he has all of these videos, and he had been telling me for a long time to record your videos. So I started recording them, not very fancy, just screencasts of my lectures. And then with Edpuzzle, let me back up. So my students were just watching the videos, but it was hard for me to tell if they had watched the videos that I was assigning to them just on YouTube. So with Edpuzzle, it allows you to track that students are completing the videos. It also allows you to add questions throughout the videos to kind of check for understanding. So like this would be an example of, this is one of my slides, and then I added a multiple choice question for the students to answer at the end of the slide. So the video pauses, they answer the question. You could also add a note, like if you just wanted to highlight something else, or you can add an open-ended question. So with the multiple choice questions on Edpuzzle, it gets graded automatically. So then it gives the students a score. And so that's their score that I use as for their notes of how they're answering the questions. And then you have to go in to manually grade the open-ended questions. And so later on, I'll show you kind of how to do that. And you can either do it just very quickly glance, or you can read each one in kind of greater detail. So for me, I would book the library computer lab when we were still on campus. So on Monday, I would assign my students 2 videos. They would go and they would have time to watch both of the videos. Usually my videos are 10 to 15 minutes each. So they could do that in the library, and that was their notes for the week. And it also is nice because if kids were absent, they could go back and watch the video. It's there for them to use as they need. So if they didn't get it the first time, they can rewatch the video. And so for me, that was very helpful. And then when we did go into closure, they were already used to this format, and it wasn't anything kind of surprising or too much of a change for them, because this is already how I was delivering my instruction. So the first thing you will need to do is to create an Edpuzzle account. Gladys, do you know if all district employees have this Edpuzzle account, or is that unique to Warren that we pay?
I honestly don't know, but I can find out from Russ.
Okay.
And get back to you. Yeah.
Because I know Tangela had invited some adult school teachers. They might attend, so I don't want to tell them they have a premium account.
Right.
They don't. But at Warren, we do have premium accounts, which allows us to create as many videos as we want. So before the closure, I had just a free account, and I could only keep like 25 videos. So now I can have as many and then like reuse them as I need to. So to create an account, you go to edpuzzle.com, and like I said, I'll send this out. It's a link. It'll ask you to sign up, and then you just say you're a teacher, and you choose your DUSD account, and that automatically links. It knows that you get the premium access, and then you'll get an account that quickly to start perusing. And so once you're in the Edpuzzle window, and like I said, after I go through this, I'll kind of go into my account and kind of poke around for you guys. There's lots of videos for you to choose from. So it'll have the different content. It'll have your content. And it also has content from all of the other teachers that are using it. So this is a great way for PLCs to share videos. So if you guys want to, within a PLC, maybe you split up the different topics of what the videos will be, and then you can find different videos. So all of these teachers here, these are actually Downey High teachers. So I can kind of see like, oh, what type of videos are they using? How long are their videos? It's 14 minutes, 15 minutes. These ones are a little bit longer. Maybe they're having like a longer example that they want the students to watch. This right here is actually a video that I copied from Justin because I wanted to see how that works. So once you click on a video in this little box, it copies it to your account. So then you can assign it to someone. So all of these videos have already been edited. This little symbol shows you how many questions are part of that video. So you can preview the video and see if it's something that you would like to assign to your students. You can also go to the Edpuzzle tab down here, and that will show you kind of search for other topics that have already been created. So you don't necessarily have to create the videos on your own. You can also import videos from YouTube. You can also import videos from YouTube and customize yourself. YouTube, Khan Academy, History Channel. When we started US history this year, there was a America, the Story of Us that I wanted to show my kids, but I didn't want to show the whole 45-minute episode. I just wanted them to see this 7-minute clip about early colonialists coming to the country in Jamestown. And so I could crop the video and only assign that portion for my students to watch. And then I asked them one question at the end, just to kind of verify if they watched it, get their opinion on the video, and I assigned it to them. So Edpuzzle gives you a lot of different variations that you can use. So then how to connect to Canvas, because now that you have these videos, you want to be able to assign them to your students. So within Canvas, you'll notice that there is an Edpuzzle tab. So before you assign it, you have to, that's how you link your account to the Canvas account to make sure that you're pulling your videos and that your videos are appearing in Canvas. So once you go into that option, it'll ask you to give your class a description, what is the grade level, what is the subject, and then you just go up here to create your class. And then it'll automatically import your students. I've had a few new students this semester, and so as soon as they go into the Edpuzzle tab, it automatically will add them to my class, even mid-year, so it's nothing that they had to do. One thing I did notice is that, bye Gladys, thank you for coming. One thing I did notice with some of my students, if they don't go into the Edpuzzle, so I was getting a list of students that hadn't done it, but if a student never went into it, their name doesn't show up. And so I'm not even writing them down. So I found that out this semester when I started doing intervention, and I walked a kid through. I'm like, you need to go in here, you need to click on the Edpuzzle. And then as soon as he clicked on it, it appeared for him. And so it's just, sometimes it's our kids just forget to do simple things. And that's one thing what I've really been enjoying about this intervention time. It's been giving me that time to make sure they're navigating Canvas correctly and they're able to access their assignments the way that they're supposed to be. Because they're saying, I don't see it, but it's just because they haven't gone to the assignment, they haven't clicked on the assignment. And so for us, that seems very, why haven't you done that? But for some reason they haven't. So they weren't even coming up on my list of students who needed help. So then, so now to assign to your students, you would create an assignment. And it's going to be under submission type. We're going to select external tool, and then we click on find. And then down here, we're going to select Edpuzzle. So then any video that you've created or that you've copied from somebody, you can then select to find. So these ones were videos that I made, but this was the one that I had copied from Justin. And all I did was check the box and it automatically went into my content so that I can then assign to my students. And there's like a little eyeball that you click to assign. And then the next window will say again, just assign. And then it gets pushed out to all of your students. And then they can now see there's an Edpuzzle for them to complete. They go to Canvas. They don't go to Edpuzzle. So everything stays in Canvas. It all lives in Canvas. So it's just one place for them to go. And so what I like is how you can then monitor the student progress. So you would go back to your Edpuzzle tab. And so I just found this out probably in the last few weeks. I was going back to my modules or my assignments to grade all the Edpuzzles and to check, do I have any to grade when students are doing them late? But if you just go to the Edpuzzle tab, it lists all of your Edpuzzles that you've assigned. And then if there's a red mark, then you know that there's stuff that you need to grade. And then once you click on the Edpuzzle, it'll give you a list of all of your students. If it's green, it means that they've completed it. You'll notice at the very, very bottom of mine, sorry, everything keeps popping up, there's a score. So that means I've graded those, the yellow score, that one's been graded, but all the green ones above it have not been graded. And then the ones with red, those are my students that have not watched it. So during intervention, I'll pull those students, and then it's really quickly for me to see. And then during intervention time, I can also see when they've started it. It'll say they started it 1 minute ago, 2 minutes ago, or how much they've completed so that way I can like check on their progress. So this is a great monitoring tool to use during intervention time and to, again, to make sure your students are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And then during the Edpuzzle, when it's assigned, it doesn't let the kids fast forward. But in order to get through it, I've noticed when we were in school, some students would watch the Edpuzzles on mute. Kids always trying to find a way around things. So they would watch it on mute. And so what I would do is I would make sure to ask them a question about something that I was talking about in my video. So that way it's not just, you know, I'll go back and forth. Sometimes it's a question about what's on the slide, and sometimes it's a question about what I've been saying. So that way make sure that they are listening and paying attention to the entire Edpuzzle. Okay, so let me do question and answers, and I'll kind of walk you through what the Edpuzzle screen looks like. Cassie, Stacy, do you have any questions?
Good morning. Anna was in a meeting, IEP meeting this morning, but we were using the Edpuzzle yesterday, and she did a video from a TED Talk video with multiple choice and open-ended questions. She's able to see, but as I'm following along, I'm not able to monitor if the kids are answering or staying up on it. Is there a way to add teachers or co-adults to the process so I can be monitoring as well?
So in Canvas, can you access her Canvas? Do you see her
Yeah.
Canvas?
Yes.
If she adds you as a teacher, you should be able to see it. So maybe she has you down as an observer. But I think she just needs to be able to change you to another teacher, and then you can see the progress that students are making. Because I think as an observer, it's like if you're a parent, and we wouldn't want a parent to view grades or progress, that they're only able to see kind of what the assignments are and kind of a general view of everything. So have her see if she can change you as to a teacher. And I think that should
Okay.
allow you to see that.
Okay, and then would I just go in while the kids are, because we're kind of doing it together. As they're doing it, I could go into that Edpuzzle tab and monitor if they were current or if they were actually staying up with us on the video.
Yeah, so I'm in my Canvas right now. And so this is my period 5. So it lists all of them. So you would go into the Edpuzzle tab, and then based on the different video that you've assigned, you would click on the video. And then also you can help her grade. So like these are answers that I have to grade. So you can click on that and it'll show you what the students wrote. And you can just do a check mark to say like, yes, that's great. Or you can give them a certain amount of points. I usually just do a quick scan just to make sure they're on topic. And then I mark all ungraded as correct. But if you want to do each one, kind of yes, 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 no, kind of just depends on how much time I have that day to really kind of pour over the questions. So that's, once you get the teacher access, then you'd be able to kind of help her with the grading and see how the students have been doing.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I did notice that like when the kids submitted it, you know, if it was out of say 8, they were only getting credit for the multiple choice questions.
Yes.
So go back and then add those in, add the points for the open-ended questions in, and then adjust it in the grading on Canvas.
Yes.
Then sync it to Q.
And then one thing that I've also noticed with Edpuzzle is that if a student does not finish watching the video, it'll show up here as 90%. And so the student will think that they did it, but because it's not completed, it's not considered submitted. And so I'll have to tell them, go back, just finish watching that last 30 seconds or a minute. Because if it's not submitted, then there's no grade, or I can't grade it yet until it's been turned in. So it's always good to go back and check, and then you can kind of see, is it 100%? Is it 90%? And then it'll say turned in, or it'll say not submitted yet.
Got it. Okay, right. So that final submit actually submits it to Canvas after it's completed. So if they haven't completed it, this is where I'll see what they did or didn't do.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. So thank you.
You're welcome. Was that your guys' first time doing a Edpuzzle?
I think Kelly had done some earlier in the year. And I think Anna did do one last semester as well, but it was kind of that same concern. It's like I couldn't help her monitor or keep an eye on things while she was, talking, because she would, when the video would pause, then sometimes she would add to it as well. So she would, it was hard to do everything at one time. So I was trying to jump in and help her, but I couldn't see anything. So,
And then that way you can see which students have started it. If a student hasn't started it, you can kind of say like, are you having issues? What's going on?
right. Because that's what we do. In Kelly's class, a lot of the assignments are with Google, so we can monitor as they're going and communicate to them as they're working. So that was pretty much, I took some notes, and then you're going to send out like this presentation too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll let her know, but I'm pretty sure she created it from a TED Talk that we did. So, but I'll let her know that to watch for the email, and then I'll check it out today and see how it goes.
And if she has other questions, maybe we can set up a time like next week to meet up and kind of just go over everything.
Okay.
Me, you, and Anna.
Okay. Thank you. That would be great. I'll let her know that too. Thanks for the private lesson this morning.
Oh yeah, no problem. It's good practice for the afternoon, because I know everyone's coming in the afternoon.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Afternoon, I usually have my grandson about 2:30. So it's just way too crazy over here. So I'll take care of it now. Morning's better for me. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, you know what? Let me go. I have one more. Go back to my slide. And then also in the slide presentation at the end, I have a video where I kind of also quickly go over everything. There's my email, my text number, and then the Edpuzzle link. So that way it's just all of the stuff is there.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Have a
Really
good day.
Quick question, Monique. Do you usually put on the closed captioning for the videos? I know that's always an option. And then I don't know. What is easier for you?
I usually put it on just
Okay.
because it's there. I click on it. I don't think any of my students use it, but it's just might as well use what's available.
Yeah. Okay. And then I didn't even think about having the Edpuzzle button. I just make the assignment and then click on the Edpuzzle option. So I didn't even think about having like the button in Canvas. So I'm going to do that today. So thank you for that.
Yeah, I mean, it
Makes
makes grading, like I don't know, I kept on going back to my assignments, and now
Right.
like
I was
look
doing
at
the
late
same
work,
thing. Yeah.
and I can just
Okay.
see, okay, these are the ones that are late, go in, grade
Oh
those.
my God. Yeah, that's going to change the grading for me, because I was like, oh man, I have to keep going into the module, into the assignment, and dig through and see who started, who finished. And now with the button, just installing or putting the button on Canvas, I don't know why I didn't even think of that. So I'm going to do that today. Thank you.
You're
That was
welcome.
awesome. That was awesome. Did you
I
need
hope
anything?
people, like I said, even if they just watch the video, hopefully they use it, because I think it can
Yeah,
all
it's
these
so good.
videos to like go on add, or to add to your lessons. Like I think
Yeah.
Justin said he YouTubed the Amanda Gorman speech at the inauguration, because
Mhm.
he wanted students to watch it, but then didn't necessarily have time to watch it. So assign it to them in Edpuzzle. It's 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Go and watch it. Ask a question at the end. What'd you think?
Just
Done.
have something. Yeah, I love it. I think those things are really important, because there's so much that people can use than just copy and edit their own to make it their own. It's not like you have to make a video. Somebody's probably already created something. for a video that you need. And then you can look at the questions and just do it from there. So
Or
I
even
love-
PLCs to use where it's like, why is everyone making a video? You guys can tag
Right.
team it and split up the work and then not have
perfect.
to stress yourself out.
Yep. The topic, everyone takes a topic. I love it. Thank you. That was super clear, straightforward. And I'm going to add the button right after we end.
I'm glad I was
Okay.
able to show you something. Usually you're always the one showing me something.
No, I was like, I need to put that on the Edpuzzle campus right now. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a
All
good
right.
day.
Bye.
Bye.